Look, I didn't plan to say this. It is kind of a bit random. But maybe this is exactly why I must. It's not the first time I experienced this. However, I've been quiet and just keeping it to myself. However, it's been happening so frequently now in these days that I decided maybe it's time to speak up and step up. Guys, a few days ago, I was walking down my street in my own country, Australia, my homeland, Australia. And a voice cut through the air. And it was exactly, "Oi, Curry, go back home." From, a group of kids while I was walking my dog. Not whispered, not hidden, loud, proud, certain. And in that second, everything went silent. Not outside, inside me. I went home that day and, sat in silence, thinking about the years I've spent serving this country, the community work, the sacrifices, the time I didn't spend with my family because I choose to give back, all those awards I got for my services, the nights I choose service over the sleep. Gone. Finito. Reduced to the color of my skin. And I stood there asking myself something I never thought I would ask. How much do you have to give before you are allowed to belong? But here is the truth we need to confront. Not comfortably, but honestly. Yes, there are people who come here and don't respect our shared value of Australia, who misuse freedom, who brings division instead of contribution, who carries the baggage back home and participate in rallies and protests to spread hatred. And that creates anger, fear, distress among the overall community. I fully understand that. But what I cannot accept is this, that the same anger is thrown so blindly now in these days. All people like me who have done nothing but build, serve, and sacrifice towards this nation and proudly call this nation as their homeland. And every time before all their actions, they remember the citizenship oath they have taken under the name of the Lord. Friends, while some break the system, there are thousands who carry it. They are the migrants who wake up at 5 a.m. and works 2 jobs to run their families, who follows every law by dot, pays every tax, and asks for nothing but dignity, while still carrying the pain of leaving their old parents back home, their identity behind, just for a better future, a better dream. Is that wrong? They don't shout, they don't demand, they don't divide. they contribute quietly, powerfully, relentlessly, and yet when the hate speaks, it doesn't ask who you are. It doesn't care about your story. It just levels you. And that is why we are failing as a society. Is it lot more the current crisis? So-called everyone is saying that the migrants are responsible for, or it is a lack of social integrations which you are failing to establish properly. Because Australia is not weak. It is not small. Australia is strong enough to protect its values and recognize its people to call out the wrong without destroying the innocent. So today, your brother Sandy is not asking for sympathy. I'm asking for something stronger. And it is discernment. The courage to say, yes, we'll protect our country. But no, we'll not punish the one who are also contributing, helping to build it. Because if we lose that ability, we don't just hurt migrants. We lose the very fairness that makes Australia as Australia. And to those who feel unseen, unheard, or unwanted, let me say this clearly. Guys, if you're working hard, if you're respecting this land, if you are contributing towards this land, honestly, you don't need permissions to belong. You already do. And please, for God's sake, no shout from the seat, from the street can ever be louder than the truth of what you are given. So please, an urge from your brother Sandy to those hardworking people who think that this is their proud Australia, this is their homeland. Please, please, please don't make someone's opinion to be the reality of your life. Oof, that's relief. Finally, I spoke up. Thanks, guys.